Hey, are you okay?
I was taking a sip of coffee.
I was wondering if there's a reason you were inside of your mug.
I'm always inside my mug. Why not?
I
I
think
not?
that I think that means that you might have a bit of a caffeine addiction.
Someday I'll figure out how to medically just transfuse it into my body. But
I think they have patches for that, but
yeah,
like nicotine. We could get a nicotine patch, but it's just caffeine.
nicotine and caffeine patch. I wear them on my forehead.
Yeah.
How you doing, Bob?
Great, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah. How's your drive home?
It was good. The roads were fine.
Yeah, they were a little messy this morning.
Just a bit. Nobody
Just
plowed the roads at all.
yeah. Well, it's New York. Why would they want to plow the roads in the middle of winter?
We almost died multiple times.
I was just testing out your car's, traction control. It did good. Let's run through the chat real quick. See who's here. Mr. Largo was here. I don't know if he's still here, but he posted this hours ago. Black Knight, what's up, brother?
Howdy.
Bjorn's here. Spadoinkle.
That's different.
Yeah. Matthew. And Fatrid, as Hella Dope says. Fatrid. Oh, so been a busy week, you know that? And it's only Tuesday.
Yeah, for me, man. I'm tired.
You're tired?
A little
You're
bit.
a young guy. Shouldn't be tired. Back when I was your age, walked to school both ways uphill in the snow without shoes. No hat, no jacket. Then I had to go home and work on the farm.
You also started smoking cigarettes when you were like 12, so
11, but true.
Yes. I'm not sure following in your footsteps is really too good of a thing.
Probably not, because I live on caffeine, nicotine, and honeycombs.
Yeah.
So
your toilet doesn't work.
And my toilet doesn't work right now. No, it does not. But hopefully that'll be fixed now that it's not below 0 out, and we can get a plumber underneath the house to fix it. Anyway, been working on my Eagle Force Eagle Island dial again after you left.
Very cool.
Put a few more pieces of foam on there and then started painting the outside of it just to see what it all looked like. It's looking pretty good. I agree with that 100%, Largo. I like that movie very much. So, you want to jump into the news?
Sure.
All right, we'll jump right into it. Hopefully everybody's having a great night, and appreciate you guys stopping in. Let me see if it's been a while since we did a slideshow, so I got to remember how to do this. All right. So tonight's topic is the CRICKBOYS versus aliens. This is Luke and I. This is myself, and this is Luke. And this is the little green dude trying to take our souls and our sphincters. Are you ready? News from the Crick. There's not a lot of news this week. Actually, the one thing I have for news was from last week, but since it's Monster Force, I figured I'd bring it up.
Oh, that's sick.
So they announced this Gridiron Commando coming out in 2025. Now, Gridiron Props is actually the company that's making all the weapons for the Monster Force. And so that's why they named this guy the Gridiron Commando. And this separate head that's a human head is modeled after Mark. I can't remember his name, but Mark, the owner of Gridiron Props.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty decent. Oh, nice. Bjorn's getting his Bjorn's making a 4-inch 3.75, whatever they are, 1/18 scale adventure team. Oh no, not the probe, exactly. And the Briscoe's here. What's up, Briscoe? Briscoe, did you get your IG fixed yet? I figured I'd say Fat Rafu asking you. But anyway, this guy's looking pretty cool. I like his way, the helmet design, and really digging that rifle that he's got. Pretty cool knife.
A shotgun.
Yeah.
It's not a rifle, it's a shotgun.
Is it a shotgun? I can't really see it.
I think it's an automatic shotgun.
Awesome. But yeah, pretty cool
Scorpion
sculpt, pretty
Evo.
cool design. Really looking forward to the Monster Force line, of course. Yeah, I know. I want the Squatch too. That dude's awesome. I'm hoping they have better, some more paint samples and stuff at Joe Fest for the stuff that's not out yet, because the first series should be out before Joe Fest. But we'll see what happens. So that's
an FO12 shotgun.
Is it?
I think so.
Nice. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. So excited about that one. He's not even up for pre-order yet. They just did an early reveal to honor Gridiron. But so that was, like I said, last week. So there really wasn't much news. I mean, there was a bunch of nonsense news that I don't give a shit about. But this is another thing, that Memory Toys, the guy that made my War Bear. It's from what, World of Warcraft?
Looks like it.
That's where those orcs are from. Of course, they can't call it that because they're not a licensed company, but this is pretty badass, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sick.
I love that armor. Thanos Copter has a couple of the orcs that they've already done. This is a new orc with a new armor set. That axe is just sweet.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Who doesn't want the Squatch exactly? Don't they call that a master key? Let's talk about Joy Toy. We'll talk about Joy Toy next week when you're the guest, Mr. Wonderful. I have one set up, just need the password or change it, but I hate changing the passwords. Q1 2024, supposedly Fresh Monkey Fiction isn't known for getting stuff on time. Yeah, they said January to begin with. Now they're saying end of first quarter. So we'll see if that actually holds up or not. Oh, don't even get him started, Fatrid Foo. Don't even get him started. Yeah, we'll do a whole show on 1/18 next Tuesday, Mr. Wonderful. So anyway, that's the news. Are you ready for pre-orders from Hella Dope Toys that are currently available? Some pretty cool stuff. They got this new thing. It's from drawing a blank now. Super Action stuff. You know the guy that made that casket of cruelty that I have with a chainsaw and all that? They're making this like armory set. Doesn't come with the weapons, but it comes so you can like display, you know, like a armory behind your figures and stuff. So Hella Dope is carrying that now, and they're got this angel over pre-order. And this angel is pretty badass. Probably one of the nicest.
Archangel, but
yeah, Archangel. I apologize for not using his proper name. Forgive me, kind sir. Probably one of the best looking Marvel Legends figures that's come out in a while.
Yeah, Archangel, can't go wrong with him.
No,
coolest character out there.
Yeah, he is a pretty sweet character. I never liked him when he had like the metal wings and all that. He was kind of that futuristic, funky looking.
Yeah, design. It's stupid looking.
But like when a long time ago, they did like a 5-pack of the original X-Men, and it had like Beast when he was still like a human form, and Archangel, and then I think Jean Grey and 2 other ones, but they were in like the blue and white suits. They're in the blue and white suits. Oh, and there's my internet daughter. Hi, Kay. How you doing? Smack that like, y'all. Thank you.
I think my room's haunted.
You think your room's haunted? Well,
someone just touched my shoulder, and then I saw like a light orb in the ceiling.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's probably just your Nana coming to visit.
I hope not.
Why not?
She's crazy.
She was crazy. That is true. Facts. Yeah, so Mr. Wonderful went down this whole rabbit hole of 1/18 stuff for Acid Rain and Joy Toy. So he's been doing Mr. Wonderful things and spending too much money on toys.
Interesting.
He's about to put in another order. Does anyone know if Joy Toy is going to make Warhammer fantasy figs, not just 40K stuff? That I can't answer for you. Every kiss begins with K. Kiss off, kiss my grits. This is true. All right, are you ready? Shout out from the crick.
Da!
Shout out from the crick.
Da!
All right, so this week's shout out from the crick
Was that a good
goes
song?
out to Largo's Lore. Anybody that hasn't checked out Mr. Largo's second channel, Largo's Lair 2, Explore the Lore, he's doing some really cool stuff over there. Retro Nuevo, which is kind of like looking at some of the older pulp fiction type characters from comic books and stories, media, and things like that. Wolves Within, he just put a new Wolves Within out tonight. That was really good, talking about the story of Casa and Luna and some other mythological mythos around wolves and human interaction. And then, of course, what's this one, Luke?
Uncanny pop culture.
What's it say underneath it?
Unheimlich, unveiled.
Unheimlich, unveiled, yes. So, yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Largo's Lair 2 yet, go over there and check it out. It's got a lot of cool stuff on there. And Jim's production value with his Guatemalan elves, of course, is top tier. So,
pretty sick.
Yeah, he probably does owe you money, Jim. It was pretty funny tonight. Jim did a premiere of his Wolves Within for the Casa and Luna thing. And in the comments, I said, "Hey, Jimmy, Jim. Remember that from Muppet Treasure Island?"
I remember that.
So he wrote back, "Hey, Eddie, Ed. It's pretty fun." That's a good movie.
It's so weird, man. We were just talking about Treasure Island.
Yep, that's true. We were, weren't we?
Yeah.
The real Treasure Island. We were talking about the book.
It's the same thing. Same story. Just the Muppets.
Yeah, I meant we were talking about the book, not the movie. That's pretty cool. We explore the lore of what foxes say. What does the fox say, Luke?
I refuse. Are you okay?
All right.
Did you just
I was just reading that comment to see if it was something we should say. So tonight we were talking about the CRICKBOYS versus aliens. We're going to go through some alien races, and Luke and I are going to discuss whether they could be defeated and what's the best way to defeat them. You ready, Luke?
I'm always ready.
All right.
All I think about is war.
I know. Our first contender, the Greys. So the Greys are typically the ones that most people associate with coming down to Earth in the flying saucer type flying crafts. And they are the ones that are primarily associated with the probing and the impregnating women, and then coming back and taking the fetuses when they're partway developed, and then finishing off their development on their spacecrafts. Supposedly there is two races of Greys. One is the superior race that is taller and larger than the smaller ones, and the smaller ones are like the scientist worker type of Greys. But they are not known for violence, but they do like to fuck people up medically. So what do you think?
What do you mean? What do I think? We can't show that on stream. Sorry.
We can't show that on. We get banned off of YouTube for that, Briscoe. Sorry.
We'd probably be killed, actually. But...
Yeah. So how hard do you think it'd be to kill these guys?
Very easy. I think since they're actually just drones, because that's a very common idea, is that they're just drones controlled by like a higher race of experienced entities. Also, there's this whole thing that the people that used to live on Skinwalker Ranch cut one of the Greys' head off with a katana, and I think
the original owners that first.
Yeah, he was just a redneck, so I could probably do it pretty well. So Greys are probably the easiest ones to take out, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I would say they're pretty I don't think they're not, like I said, they're not known for any kind of violence or war or stuff.
They
They
also have
are
no
really
muscle
all
definition.
just they are really just scientifically based. They're also the ones that are considered to be responsible for like all the animal mutilations out west with
I could
laser
probably
graft.
pick one up and throw it like a football.
Yeah, that's true, right? They showed them like from the crash of Area 51. And real quick, what's up, Cobb? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so I think they could be taken pretty easily. Now, who knows how fast they are, or anything like that.
I'm
And
faster.
maybe they have like disappearing abilities or whatever. But
So can I.
Greys are vat-grown clones. They have an
And
aversion to wearing pants. All right, so I think we take these guys pretty easily. What do you guys say in the comments? You think you can take the Greys pretty easily?
Just snap their neck like a goose.
Yeah, I mean, like the all the reports of them being discovered in different types of UFO crash sites and stuff, they never survived the crash. I mean, if you can't survive crashing your flying saucer into the earth, I mean, you got to be kind of wimpy, right?
Yeah, I could easily survive a crash from 8 billion feet.
Right,
Yeah,
going
light
50
speed.
million miles an hour, right? I mean,
Yeah.
no problem. Bjorn says his favorite Gray is Paul, which was a cool movie. All right, so the Grays are definitely a loser, right?
Yeah.
You want to
big time.
keep track of the score. We're going to
Okay.
see if the CRICKBOYS or the aliens win.
Okay.
So it's one for the CRICKBOYS. You got that noted down somewhere?
In my head, yes, I got it.
All right. Next contender, the Palladians.
We're not taking these guys on.
So the Palladians are very mystical, very light beings, not known for violence. They are known for actually being the ones that seeded the earth with the human race. But they have some mystical powers, telepathy, brain control, all that fun stuff. So what do you think? We taking them or not?
We're not taking a Pleiadian on.
We're not taking a Palladian on?
I bet a Pleiadian could like phase their hand through my chest and rip my heart out if it wanted
That's what
to.
I'm saying. And on top of the fact that they could probably just mind control you into jumping off a bridge or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they could probably just kill me by looking at me if they really wanted to.
So Largo says the Gray versus the Colt 45 is no contest.
Exactly.
So,
he's right. He's very right.
Yeah, I don't think the Palladians are ones to mess with. They're all great to me. I'm colorblind. Roman the dog. How you doing, Roman? You're a good boy for showing up. This is true. They might have survived the crash, but they didn't survive our air. That's true.
I feel like if we tried to shoot a Pleiadian with a bullet, it would just like dissolve the bullet.
Well,
I
think
just snap it out of existence.
Right. They could dissolve it. Plus, with their ability to like basically phase in and out of reality because they're light beings, they're not like actually physical beings. They can be physical if they choose to be, but on a normal basis, they're just light beings. So how do you defeat that, right?
You can't fight light.
No, you can't fight light. Not even the dark. Because the darkness is just the absence of light. So all right. So the CRICKBOYS definitely lose to the Palladians.
Big time. Anybody
have a vote in the chat about that? What do you think? Can you take
Largo thinks he can take on a Pleiadian.
He just says they're granola eating space hippies. We can take them.
We can take them.
Yeah, he says we can take them.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's hard to fight something that's not really there. That's the problem. The Palladians actually don't even use space vessels very often. They actually transport through portals and stuff without actually having any technology in spacecraft because they're light beings. So you won't even see them coming. There's not going to be an attack. They're just going to show up.
Walkers.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So 1-1 for the CRICKBOYS. Up next is the Reptilians. Now, I love the
I can take a reptilian.
I love the picture of the reptilian that you chose.
Thank you. I thought it looked very handsome.
It looks like the character from Land of the Lost, whatever the hell those things are called. Somebody help me out. I know Jim knows. Jim, what are these things called on Land of the Lost?
Anyway, I could definitely take on a lizard man. No
Oh
problem.
man, these guys are considered to be the most violent race of aliens out there, right? They're the
I'm
ones
more
that are
violent.
actually
I'm a human.
controlling the governments of the world right now. They're living inside the earth in cave tunnels and stuff.
Well, here's the question: what are we armed with?
What's up, Adam? We're armed with 6-shooters, dude. We're Crick Boys. We only got redneck guns, swords,
I can take
knives,
them
all that
easily.
kind of stuff.
Okay, I can
There
take
it
them
is,
easily.
a slee stack. Oh, reptilians taste like chicken, Jim says.
Give me a stick of dynamite. I'll take on 8 lizard people with 1 stick of dynamite.
1 stick of dynamite, you're taking on 8 of
Yeah.
them?
Yep.
All right, that's 8, but they come in like droves because they are a warrior race of aliens. So they have high technology. They're a warrior race. Their whole purpose is domination. So you took
My
out
whole
8 of them
purpose
and
is
you
killing
got
aliens,
5,000
so I'm
more.
good.
All right. You think you could take the reptilians for real?
Mm-hmm. They're just big lizards.
I think strategically, if we planned it out, we could definitely take the reptilians. We have to be
Just get them
strategic
really
about
warm.
it. What's that?
We'll just take them to somewhere really cold.
Yeah, right. But they supposedly are living in Antarctica underneath. Well, of course, that place under Antarctica is actually a tropical rainforest. So I guess that makes sense.
Cold-blooded things can't live in Antarctica. It would obviously not exist.
If they bleed, we can kill it. That's right.
Exactly.
All right. So the reptilians are down for us. Anybody anybody have anything else? Jim votes that we could take them. Anybody else want to put a vote in there? Me and Luke believe we could take the reptilians on. So does Pat from Elite Action Joe Studios. So that's 4 yeses that the reptilians could be taken. So you want to put that as a check mark for us?
I got it.
All right. So what are we at? 2-1?
2-1.
2-1 for the Crick Boys. They probably do taste like caribou, but who knows? All right, here comes the next contender. The next contender is the Martians. Now, Martians aren't really a warrior race. They are actually more like human beings, so they can war, they can be peaceful, and it all depends on which way they're feeling for the day.
What kind of Martian are we talking about here? Because I need to know what we're dealing with. What kind of Martian are we talking about? Like what universal idea of a Martian are we talking about? Like DC, John Jones, Martian Manhunter, that kind of thing?
Yep.
Okay, that's easy. Their weakness is fire. We could easily take them on.
Their weakness is fire. It's true.
Yeah, I know. I'm a pyromaniac. You think I don't have enough fire to take on an entire race of Martians?
You can't take on Marvin the Martian. He's just too good with this plutonium that he's going to destroy the Earth.
I have dynamite. That's like I'll drop an anvil on his head.
Right? Send some of those quick grow alien bird things after him.
Yeah.
I think the Martians we could definitely take. I don't think, like you said, first of all, they're afraid of fire. I think
they're
they
not afraid of fire. They can't have fire. They die.
Right. They're right. That's what I'm saying. I think they would put up a good fight, but I still think at the end we could take them. And yes, Martians have 2 sexes because the Martians are actually what pre-humans looked like, because the Palladians seeded Mars when Mars was actually a viable planet. And when that race destroyed Mars, they moved us to Earth, and now we have evolved into what the human race is. So the Martians are very much similar to us, just a little more off-world. War of the World Martians are taken out by the common cold. This is true. Yeah, the viruses too, right? All right, so we're doing good, man. 3-1. The Crick Boys are kicking ass.
As usual.
It's the way we do it, right? It's the way we roll out here in the Crick. What was that red stuff in that Tom Cruise movie, the Martians? War of the Worlds.
Their veins that they grew.
Was it their veins? Is that what that was supposed to be?
Well, it was like a plant. It was a vine plant that was made out of the human blood. Like it fed off of human blood.
Yep. Stranger in a Strange Land Martians are much tougher. What do you think about that?
Very true. They're
Yeah.
angels.
Yep. Yeah, Stranger in a Strange Land was a great book.
You never read it.
I know the story. I didn't read the book. I know the story though.
You have the book in your house, and you have.
I do have the book. I haven't read it yet. I can't read. I can't see the damn words. Red Vine terraforming. Okay. That makes sense. And then when
you
they
say
got
you can't read, but then you like moderate chats on YouTube. I don't.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that too, so don't worry. That Red Vine terraforming was pretty cool looking stuff, and then they got the cold from it, and then it was all over with stupid aliens. Just like the ones in that movie with Mel Gibson, Signs. What a stupid alien race. You get defeated by water and you choose to come to a planet that's covered in 70% of water. I mean, that's just dumb. That's piss poor planning on their part.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next contender. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
What are we at? 3-1?
3-1.
All right. Xenomorphs. Ain't no freaking way in hell we're taking on a xenomorph, dude.
How did they beat him in the movie?
Lots of weaponry and a power loader.
Okay, probably not.
But they never truly beat them because they just actually kind of ran away.
Yeah, I don't think I can take on a xenomorph. They're scary looking men.
Yeah. And then they lay eggs inside of you, right? Mm-hmm. And they got the face suckers when they're babies. Some of them have like scorpion tails. I mean, there's a whole mess of different xenomorphs out there.
Yeah. So probably not.
I don't think we could take the xenomorphs. And they're fast too, and they climb on ceilings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they stick their tail through your chest and rip your heart out. It's just, I don't think it's possible. And look at the size of their head, dude. I mean, they got a brain the size of, you know, like 7 people's brains. Signs everywhere. Signs breaking up the scene. We're breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read?
You're going to get copyrighted, man.
Yeah, like it matters. I'm not making any money. H.R. Geiger Nightmare. Yeah. That's the wrong one. Yeah, that movie was pretty pathetic. Yeah. Jim says no way we're defeating them. They're like cosmic cockroaches. Undefeatable.
So, 3-2.
Yeah. Xenomorphs definitely win. Excuse you.
Thank you.
What'd you have for dinner?
Nothing.
Nothing? Just the steak from this after our late lunch?
Yeah.
That was good steak though, man.
It was a delicious steak. That salt was amazing.
Yeah, a couple of New York strips, seasoned up, cooked up, a little sauce on the side. Xenomorphs are probably one of my favorite alien races. Well, what do you think? Can you defeat them, or do you just like them? So you're hoping that they don't eat you because you like them? I don't know about that, Bjorn. I don't know if they have that kind of empathy. Oh, this guy likes me. We won't eat him. But we will lay our eggs in him that hatch out of his chest and come out singing and dancing. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. Oh, Spaceballs. That's Travis's favorite Star Wars movie. All right, so what are we at? 3-2?
3-2.
All right, 3-2. Steaks and sea salt and pepper. Yum. That's basically what it was. Sea salt and pepper.
You forgot the garlic.
I put a little garlic on there too. Yeah.
Garlic is the best seasoning out there. Just saying, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next one.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah. Absolutely could destroy these.
You think you could take on a predator?
I could take on 4 predators at once.
How you take? I got to hear this story. How you taking on a predator?
Listen,
I want to hear the whole plan.
Thermal vision is actually completely impossible to see when you get in mud. So I would just cover myself in mud and then start a rainforest on fire. And then I'd have an LMG or maybe a bow and arrow like Rambo. And I'd just start shooting them with my bow and arrow right to the eyes. No problem.
What if they had their helmet on? They got a protective helmet. You can't shoot their eyes.
Then I take their helmet off with my advanced stealth techniques and then stab them through the forehead with a dagger.
Their forehead, this part right here at the top is like solid bone. You can't stab through it.
I've stabbed through my own bones before. I could stab through theirs. Okay, then wait. When they do their little roar thing, you know how you have your like how you kill a bear, you
Yes.
turn it inside out. When they do their little roar thing, I'll just stick a stick of dynamite down their throat, see what happens.
Well, look
They
at how big
explode.
that mouth is, right? You could
Yeah,
actually hit. You
good
could
target.
actually hit that with a bow and arrow.
Yeah. Plus, if
Yeah.
we're being realistic, their size of musculature, and then they don't really look like they're that strong, and then they're kind of hindered by all that armor.
Yeah, I think that they. I think that they have. Like they can jump and stuff. That'd be their only advantage, right? They can jump and they can turn stealth mode, right? But they're stronger than humans because they're a little bit bigger, you know. Because like yeah, it just should be like 7 foot tall compared to like a normal 6 foot tall human. But I mean, in the end of it all, strategically, if you outsmarted them, you could definitely win because they're all about just hunting, right? It's like instinctual. There's no thought process behind it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim agrees. They're tough, but they're defeatable if you can defeat their tech. Exactly. So it's all about strategery, as George Bush said, with fighting these guys. Yeah, I think flashbangs would definitely mess with their thermals, and then you shoot the arrow into their mouth as they're screaming.
I
Good
watched
call,
a video
Pat.
the other day where you literally can just completely defeat thermal vision by mud.
Yeah.
Like you just disappear on thermal vision with
Yes,
mud.
you do. That's what
That's a real thing. Yeah, that's what they do in the
Schwarzenegger did.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a real thing.
Yeah.
But then I'd also just start the rainforest on fire so that you could see me even less.
Yeah, and
'Cause
that's
that's
what
how thermal
Schwarzenegger did
works.
too. He started a big fire and then it messed up everything. So a flashbang would definitely do it. Any kind of thing like that, put off heat. That's why you want to use like a bow and arrow and a knife because then they can't see the gun getting hot or anything.
Yeah.
They're still pretty cool looking. One of my favorite aliens is the Predators.
Mine too. They're pretty sick. I've never watched the movies and they look sick.
Well, the first two movies are really the only ones worth watching. The rest of them are those kind of movies you watch just to see the violence and the alien.
Pretty sure that's the only reason you watch any of them.
That's true, but the first one is awesome. Second one's decent. The other ones that came after that, there's that one
Prey?
where the Alien versus Predator, where they actually
There's 4 of those.
Yeah, but I'm saying the one where they go into the cave in Antarctica and they find the pyramid under there. That's actually like the breeding place for the queen xenomorph.
Yeah.
And then they find out that there's actually the xenomorphs and the Yautja in there. It's awesome. That's a good movie. I like that one. Yeah,
Luckily, I don't have a heartbeat.
Yeah,
because I'm a vampire cowboy.
If you can get rid of their helmet, right? They then they lose all their tech stuff, right? Because that's like their weapon sensing. They got the laser guided stuff through their helmets and all that. So if you get rid of their helmet, they're actually become more just like a reptilian than anything else. And Matthew, who is a movie aficionado, says there's only 2 AVPs. So
I haven't seen either.
All right. So we are at, what's the score?
What are we saying? Or we can take them on?
Yep. You and I agree we could take them.
Okay.
And
4 versus
Briscoe,
4 to 3.
Not Briscoe. Mr. Largo says they're defeatable. Pat says they're defeatable. So that's 4. 4 for the defeat them. So what are we at?
4 to 2, I think. 4 to 3, maybe.
Yeah, because we can't beat the Dipladians and we can't beat the Xenomorphs.
Yep.
All right. Next contender. The Zirconians.
Is that their actual name?
Yep.
Interesting. I could take these. A couple of teenagers took them on. They don't have any special powers other than the gravity thing.
Yeah, they're all tech, right? So
yeah.
If you can get around the tech, the hard part would be not killing them because they're so damn cute. But I definitely think you could take them.
They're ugly. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think they're cute.
They look like frogs. I'd probably just take like a 1 bullet would kill that thing. 1 bullet, quick, boom, boom. They're not even that fast. Are you here?
I'm here.
You can't be texting people on Instagram when you're in the middle of a podcast,
Well,
man.
your mother's texting me, so I have to text her.
Okay.
Predators deserved a real sequel. I agree. What's up, Thanos? So the Zirconians are definitely a loss for them. We
Big
could
time.
definitely, CRICKBOYS could take these guys out, especially if we got some shotguns and stuff. These guys are like, we're going to make frog legs, French fried frog legs out of them, right? Hey, get off my screen. All right. So the Zirconians are down. So now we're at 5-2. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
All
Mister,
right.
off the phone.
I'm finishing my sentence and then we're done. So
It doesn't matter.
Entertain the guest.
I'm not entertaining. This is my podcast. I'm retiring.
I wanted you. Yeah. All right. We're moving on. You ready?
I'm retiring from this podcast.
You're retiring.
Yep.
You're too young to retire.
No, I got disability. I blew my leg off with a bomb.
You blew your leg off fighting the aliens?
Yep.
All right. Next contender. I think we have one more. Maybe more. I'm not sure. Or maybe one more after this. The Venusians.
We're not taking these guys.
No, because these guys are just like the Palladians.
They're even more than the Palladian. These things can like time travel and stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? You think like you go to punch and they're like a second, they move through time and then they come up a second early and take you out.
No, they went back in time and kill you before you were born.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Your parents.
Right? Yeah. They just they take out your whole family tree before that can even be thought of, right? So they are a very peaceful race, though, so they probably wouldn't do that. But you can't fight something you can't see. That's all there is to it. You can't defeat it, right? And they're not on the same timeline, same plane of existence as
they're
us,
in
so.
a fourth dimension.
Yeah. So I don't think we could take the I can't even say the word. Say
Venusians.
Venusians. Thank you.
It's kind of sad that you can't say that. It's not even that hard.
I know it's not a hard word, but I just want to say it like Venus and Venetians, and then it doesn't come out right. Venetians. I wonder if the Palladians and the Venetians are like from the same origin.
No.
And they just like landed in different places.
Nope. We're all from the same origin.
Yeah, Thanos, we already agree that you're not taking out a xenomorph. It's just they're just a killing machine. So yeah, I agree. If they come, we're just all gonna take them out, take ourselves out. Yep, that was the last one. So that is it.
Well, that was
we
pretty
end up with?
Interesting. 5-4? 5-3?
5-3. All right. Game over. That's right. How many rounds you got left, Luke?
What do you mean?
After you fought all these aliens, how many rounds you got left?
After what?
With your weapons.
Oh, 2.
You got 2 rounds left, and
in a 4-round revolver.
Nice. And what about? Did you break any swords?
No, never in my life. My sword is carved from the first tree of Sylvanar.
Excellent.
Man, nothing's that important that you can't wait 20 minutes. I'm just saying.
I'm just finishing it up, but I was trying to type, but I can't type because I can't think of 3 things at the same time. Yeah. So I have 2 rounds left in my revolver and 1 round of my shotgun. And I did break a knife, but that was because I was trying to drop a stone on one of its heads.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was fun. Last week we defeated animals, and this week we defeated aliens. Next
week we defeat each other.
Next week, you're going to actually be here next week too. So
am I?
Yeah.
What if I'm not?
Well, Mr. Wonderful is being our guest next week.
I just said I retired though.
but you're not retiring yet.
He can take over my position.
No, you're not allowed to retire yet. Soon.
I already did. Already happened.
Soon you're going to retire.
I already did. It's over.
It's over. Don't
Yep.
leave me, Luke. Don't leave me. Let's get rid of this. And we'll bring myself up with your sword. Is that the sword you carried into battle?
No, I would never take a katana into battle. That's silly.
Yeah, that's a whole different alien race. I don't think we're going to defeat that one. It's possible, but I don't know. Yes. Sailboat, ice cream, boomerang. 3 things. Multitasking with caffeine. Exactly. Problem is I have so much caffeine in today that my brain goes on super speed, and then it can only focus on one thing at a time for 3 seconds.
Which American president do you think you could beat in a fight?
Which American president do I think I could beat in a fight? All of them except for Teddy Roosevelt and George Washington.
I could easily take on maybe like Obama.
Obama's a pansy.
He's still alive. You can't say that, man.
I can say that.
I don't know. You kind of forgot about Abe Lincoln.
Well, are we talking like the real Abe Lincoln, or are we talking Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
What other? No, Abe Lincoln was a World Hall of Fame wrestler. You think you could take Abe Lincoln in a fight? He was like 6'5", Hall of Fame wrestler.
Okay, I'll add him to the list. So,
what about Ulysses S. Grant? Battle hardened soldier who could easily.
I could take him,
break your arm
because he was a cavalry soldier. He wasn't a ground troop.
So you think that a dude who works with horses can't fight people?
I think I could take Grant.
I don't believe
I
it.
tell him that I'm a long lost descendant of his, and then when he's trying to figure out how that works out, I would just take him out when he's confused.
What about
I told you that Grant's in our family tree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other people. What about FDR before the wheelchair?
Oh, I'm the one that put him in his wheelchair.
Okay. Yeah. What about Napoleon? You think you could take Napoleon Bonaparte in a fight?
I could take on Genghis Khan in a fight.
Okay, that's not happening. You're going to get your head chopped off with his bare hand.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't take on Genghis Khan. Napoleon.
Genghis Khan would eat you.
I could probably
eat Napoleon easily. Napoleon was just kind of like a little.
He was a good leader, not really a warrior.
Yeah.
He was a very strategic type of guy.
Yeah.
What's up, Bud? You remembered I have a channel. Bud's on Oz's show, and you know, on Saturday nights, and we've been live streaming together for like 9 months now. And it's always been Bud's joke that he's like, when Lawrence Punk with Toys mentions his channel, but he's always like, I didn't know you had a channel, because it drives Punk mad. So the other night we were on stream, and he's like, he was putting in links for people's channels. He's like, oh, I really didn't know you had a channel.
That's silly.
Yeah, so Napoleon easily. Genghis Khan.
No. Never happening.
No.
Nobody on the planet can.
Alexander the Great. Nope.
No.
What about the Russian people? Like Stalin. What do you think?
Stalin?
Yep.
I could easily take Stalin in a fight. That dude had like the worst mustache on the planet and probably weighed like
Putin?
400 pounds. Putin? No, yep. I'm pretty sure Putin is I think he's like trained.
Yeah, he's a boxer. He's like special forces and all that.
KGB trained military man.
Yeah, so I mean, like special forces, survival training, all that nonsense.
He rides horses out in like shirtless out in the middle of Russia.
Yeah, in the winter.
Yeah.
I could definitely take on any of like the last, like
the latest presidents.
The latest presidents. The first president I'd probably run into a problem with would probably be Dwight D. Eisenhower. That guy was a badass.
Yeah. He was also really big.
Yeah. So Eisenhower would be definitely a tough challenge. Teddy Roosevelt, that dude was insane. Also, The only president to ever document a Bigfoot sighting.
hmm Nobody's taking on George Washington.
Nobody's taking Washington out.
Washington was 6'2".
Yeah. Well, he was just a
lumberjack.
He was just a badass in general. I mean,
yeah,
he was just like, yeah, I'm not taking any of your shit. I don't care who you are. And then you got Abe Lincoln, who was definitely a big dude and, had skills. So
he was a college wrestler. I think that's what he did before he was a president.
I can't think of any other presidents though that would really be intimidating.
Jackson, Andrew Jackson.
I was just gonna say about Andrew Jackson.
The dude got shot 14 times and decided that he didn't care.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Andrew Jackson was a pretty big badass too. So
big time. He was the coolest, man. Awful person.
Winnie the Pooh. Like the real Winnie the Pooh, or Blood like one that was in that horror movie about the honey pot.
Blood and Honey Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So he wasn't that bad. I could easily take on Blood and Honey Winnie the Pooh. He had an axe and he was very slow.
Yeah. Well, it was all supposed to be about like a fucking nightmare, right? Somebody's making
it was a real thing.
That same company's making one about Steamboat Willie now, since Steamboat Willie's in the the
public domain.
Public domain, yeah. So that'll be interesting.
Andrew Jackson was crazy. He's overlooked as a cool president, but I think he got shot like 3 times. And
he got shot a few times, and then he just kept going. He's like, yeah, fuck it. Rub some dirt on it. That's how we were raised, though. You rub some dirt on it, walk it off. Don't cry, because I'll give you something else to cry about.
Andrew Jackson was in more than 100 duels. Survived all of them.
Yeah. What about your guy?
What guy?
Your 5 rings dude.
Oh, Miyamoto Musashi? I don't think anybody on the planet could take him.
No.
He's probably one of the best
anybody ever has
of all
taken
time.
him. Even death itself, I think he's actually just alive somewhere, sipping on green tea and like sharpening his sword.
Yeah. He became the god of war.
Yeah. No, the one they call the Chinese president. What are you talking about?
Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping. Yeah.
Xi Jinping.
He's not. He's just a politician. Beijing. Anyway, Miyamoto Musashi. Here's the difference. Andrew Jackson dueled with like very bad pistols, right?
Mm-hmm.
Flint knocks. So the bullets 90% of the time did not hit the target. Miyamoto Musashi was in 60 duels. Okay, Andrew Jackson did 100. Miyamoto Musashi was in 60 duels. So when you're fighting against someone that has a pistol, most of the time the duels were just to see like who would flinch first. To be scared. And you could pretty much, if you get shot in like the shoulder, yes, your shoulder's going to be really badly injured. But like, there's a very high chance that you're not going to die to a musket ball. There was a guy, a pirate, that got his leg chopped off, and it wasn't like he got shot in the leg, and then the doctor that was on the ship cut his leg off with a saw. It was actually a carpenter. It wasn't a doctor. He cut his leg off with a saw, just like killing there. So if you're gonna you could probably survive a musket ball to the arm or something.
There was that one guy in history, I can't think of his name now, but he was in the war 1812, maybe one of those wars back when they actually fought like with cannonballs, and got his leg taken off with by a cannonball, and like basically got patched up overnight and then went back to battle the next day.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name. Like those guys were fucking hardcore, man. They weren't messing around back then. It was
but Musashi. 60 duels, right?
Yeah.
Each of them close combat with 2 swords.
Yep.
And they weren't to like, to the point where you surrender. Those duels were like to the death.
Yeah.
His whole, if you read the Book of 5 Rings, his whole thing is that you should aim to kill your opponent. That's what he tells you.
Yeah. Well, the point was especially back then, right? Because it was like you either kill or be killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, barbers are terrible surgeons. He's the one that you were telling me was like going to be late for the duel or something, or got called to a duel.
He purposely was late to a duel. His whole thing was where he messed with his opponent's heads. So one day he had like he was going to a duel. He was already challenged to this duel, and it was set for like the next day at sundown. So he was on this island in this like beautiful house cabin thing, and the guy that was supposed to take him to the duel, he was late, and the guy Miyamoto didn't wake up, and he was like, "Whatever, I'll just sleep." And then the guy was like, "Hey, you have to go. We have to go. We have a duel." So he was like 40 minutes late to the duel, or maybe 2 hours. It was a very long time late to the duel, and he didn't have a sword. And on his way across the lake, he carved a sword out of a wooden oar.
Yeah.
And with one hit, he shattered his opponent's arm. Entire arm bone just shattered by the wooden sword that he carved.
And he won, right?
And he won. Well, yeah, he shattered his opponent's arm.
Yeah. That's just crazy, right? Just
yeah.
And I mean, like you said, right? Going into a duel with a sword or whatever, right? Knowing that, I mean, he was pretty confident in himself, but I mean, like if a normal person, right?
Yeah.
In that kind of situation, that they're to the death, right? There's not like you're saying, it's like, yeah, I might get shot or, whatever. I could probably survive, right? It was, no, we're fighting to the death.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit. And this guy was just like, I forgot my sword. I'll just make one out of a boat oar on the way over to the bank real quick. No problem.
I don't know when it happened, but like along the way of the recent history, sometime in there, we kind of started valuing life a lot randomly. Like back in the day, life was not that valued. Pirates would just go around and steal things, knowing that there's probably going to get sentenced to death randomly for no reason for a very large reason. But they would just go around and kill people and like not worry about dying randomly. Right. People would just duel each other in the street and just like, let's shoot at each other for no reason, just to settle our arguments.
Well, that's what they did like in the Old West, right? In the wild areas of the Old West. I mean, the Old West wasn't as violent and wild as they like to paint it in the movies and the pictures, but in the books. But I mean, like, there was duels that were done like downtown, town street, Main Street, right?
Yeah.
You just stand 10 feet away from each other and pull your guns out, and just whoever standing at the end of it all is standing. It's, you cheated me in poker. Okay. Bye-bye.
That was fun.
Bye-bye, George. See you next Thursday.
Your whole computer just glitched, but all it was you just sounded really fast for a very short amount of time. You're like,
is it okay now?
Yeah, you're fine now.
Oh, that was actually me just talking. It wasn't the computer glitching. I did that. That's pretty impressive, wasn't it?
That was awesome. That was crazy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, so what are you doing tonight? Going to bed?
Yes, please. I want to go to sleep.
You want to go to sleep?
Yes.
Got a belly full of steak still?
Yes.
Why you got to go to bed?
Do you think you could take what?
So why?
I'd like to sleep.
That sleep's overrated. Sleep when you're dead.
I have a healthy, lifestyle.
You have a healthy lifestyle
to most people these days.
Yeah, I know, right? All these people living on caffeine and no sleep.
Yeah.
So who do you think I can take?
Who do you think you could take? Blackbeard.
Blackbeard?
The pirate, yeah.
On a boat or on land?
On land.
On land, yes. On his pirate ship, no. He had sea legs for days. Right? Like his
gait ability was very sea.
Yeah. Who just popped in? Oh.
Digital
Digital diarrhea. What's up, brother?
What is happening?
My alarm just went off.
That's a very sweet little music box alarm you got there.
That's my alarm for Saturday nights when I take a late night nap before I go on Oz's stream. I never really fall asleep, but I always kind of just rest to make sure I don't oversleep. I always set the alarm just in case.
Okay, here's a question.
Okay.
You have every weapon on the planet that is handheld to your disposal, right?
Okay.
So anything from like a rocket launcher to any gun on the planet, right? Anything you can pick up. If you can hold it, you can use it. But
Okay.
you have to fight Batman.
Have to fight Batman?
Are you walking out of that fight alive?
And I have access to any one weapon I choose.
All the weapons on the planet that you can pick up.
Yeah, but I mean, you can only fire one or two at a time, right?
Okay, sure, yeah.
No,
But you can drop them and
no.
pick them up. You
Batman's
don't
kicking
think
your ass. Batman's kicking your
yeah.
ass every day. Every time Batman wins.
Yeah.
The guy's had
I
a
agree.
contingency plan to take out the entire JLA. You ain't taking him out on your own.
I agree.
Unless you say Martha, then he gets all confused.
What about Superman?
Kryptonite, easy.
Yeah, you get kryptonite stuff.
So that's the problem with Batman, right? He doesn't really have a weakness other than being human, and he's got all sorts of tech and armor and stuff.
But human isn't a weakness; it's a strength.
Right. So there you go.
That's why, dude. The Dark Knights of Steel Batman is Kryptonian.
Is he? In that story?
Which makes him just the most overpowered character in the universe.
And he still has like all the other Batman stuff.
All the other Batman skills. He's an incredible fighter, great detective,
and he's Kryptonian. Well, you can't have a more badass Batman than that, can you?
No, it's so cool. Kryptonians are awesome. You think you could take Indiana Jones in a fight?
Yes.
Okay. What were you going to say?
It'd be a tough fight because he's a pretty good fighter, but he's street fight, right?
Yeah.
And it's all whips and his 6-shooter, right?
What were you going to say?
I don't remember now.
You said which
Oh, which character between like Marvel and DC do you think would be the best battle? Like if you had to pick one character from Marvel and one from DC to battle, and it would be like the ultimate battle, which two characters would you pick?
Batman, obviously. Batman and Captain America.
You think Captain America?
Yeah, I think Batman and Captain America would be cool to watch.
I get Batman, but why Captain America?
Because it's Captain America. He doesn't have any powers other than being really strong.
Super soldier.
Yeah.
Does Cap the super soldier serum in the movies give him like sped up healing abilities?
Yeah, a little bit. Higher metabolism though. It's not like, healing factor. It's just
it's not like
fast metabolism.
Adamantium or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I think a good battle would definitely be between Batman. Yeah, Captain America would be a good one. I think Batman versus Iron Man would be pretty cool too. Only because like the way Tony Stark fights with the Iron Man suit, modern Iron Man suit, against Batman's tech, and the fact that they're both like geniuses would be a pretty cool. I still think Batman would kick his ass, but I think it'd be a good battle because Batman always kicks everybody's ass.
Because he's Batman.
Because he's Batman, right? Always be yourself unless you can be Batman.
Okay, here's one. Achilles versus Miyamoto Musashi.
Ooh. I think Miyamoto's got it.
You think Miyamoto can kill the demigod Achilles?
Yep. I think his the reason is this. One of the benefits that Miyamoto, from what I can understand, has is like his ability to dissect and diagnose his opponent before his opponent even makes its first move. You know what I mean? So he's like living in the future, basically knowing exactly what his opponent. It's kind of like Sherlock in that movie with Robert Downey Jr., right? Where he's like knows what the guy's going to do before he does
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think that's how Musashi would win. I don't think it'd be an easy fight, but I think he could definitely take him.
in the Book of Five Rings, he mentions this thing called rhythm, which is not he. It's kind of what you're saying. He doesn't see the future, but he can tell the rhythm of the pattern of how they're fighting.
Right. That's what I
And
mean.
then,
Like he could dissect his opponents, like
yeah,
fighting style and what their next move was probably going to be. Right.
yeah,
There is a thing about some like who's the boxer? Not Mike Tyson, the other guy, Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, they said he could do that. You know, like once he boxed the guy for a couple minutes, then he was like figured it all out and could just go to town on him.
Well, Muhammad Ali was just like he was good at dodging.
Yeah.
And then he just tired out his opponent until his opponent couldn't fight anymore, and then he just took him out.
Yeah.
It's not this. He's a good boxer, but he's not on the same level as like Muhammad. Not
no, not on Musashi, right? Hey, Brick, what's happening? He's not saying it's aliens, but it was aliens.
Okay, Bruce Lee versus
Bruce Lee was a sissy.
What? Don't even
Just
say
kidding.
that, man. Don't even say that.
He was a wimp.
He could take you out in one punch.
Right?
Do you think you could fight Bruce Lee?
1-inch punch.
Yeah. Do you think you could fight Bruce Lee?
Hell no. I mean, I could fight him, but I wouldn't win.
You would die.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a really short fight, but yeah, I could fight him. I could fight anybody.
Bruce Lee's punches and kicks were faster than you could blink.
I know. What do you think about if Bruce Lee fought somebody like Batman?
Batman? I feel like Batman could definitely still take on Bruce. Bruce Lee was like the best kung fu guy in the modern eye, right? Like he was very good at kung fu, but Batman knows kung fu in like 1700 other martial arts forms
of
and
fighting.
is way stronger than Bruce Lee.
What do you think about this
Jackie
one?
Chan. Nightwing for sure. Nightwing for sure. Any day of the week.
Yeah. Jackie only knows like a couple forms of martial arts too, and Dick's been trained by Bruce, so he could definitely.
Yeah, Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee were both trained in the like theater version of kung fu.
Yeah,
and Jackie's more of a stunt man. I mean, he knows martial arts, but he's not like he doesn't train in like the same way that Bruce Lee did. Like Bruce Lee was very into fitness rather than stunt man stuff.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan was a great stunt man though.
Oh, Brick says Bruce Lee would beat the shit out of Bruce Wayne.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that.
Bruce Wayne beat up Superman. I mean,
yeah,
you can take on Superman. Jackie Chan is just like a fly.
Oh, Iron Fist versus Batman, though.
Ooh, that's a different story. Hey, Wilhelm, if the fight takes place in a ladder and chair factory, Jackie Chan wins. Very true, Will. Very true. Bruce's Jeet Kune Do was the opposite of theater, slimmed down traditional kung fu to its essence.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
Same as Rob Gronk. Batman was a horrible bad guy. You shut your mouth, Mr. Wonderful. Batman was not a bad guy. Bruce Lee versus Wong Fei Hung.
I don't know who Wong Fei Hung
Me
is.
either. No bat accessories. Well, that's not it. If this is fighting with whatever
Chinese martial artist and physician.
Oh, he was a Chinese martial artist and physician? Yes. Interesting.
I still think Batman could take on Bruce Lee without any bat accessories.
It depends, I guess, on what version of Batman you're talking about, right? Because they've done them in several different iterations.
I'm talking about like the Batman that I think of. So Batman is trained in like every martial arts form on the planet.
Right.
He has more muscles and is way stronger than Bruce Lee, right? On a like physical strength scale. Plus he has the speed and agility of Bruce Lee. Like he can move just as much as Bruce Lee could. So I don't know. I think that Batman is just like Bruce Lee if Bruce Lee was on, crack.
So Largo says Long Dong versus Deadpool, and Briscoe says Largo Long Duck Dong for sure. Speaking of duck, what about Howard the Duck? Howard the
Versus
Duck.
who?
Let's put him against the Wonder Twins.
I feel like does Howard the Duck have a gun?
He's Howard the Duck. Does he carry a gun?
I would hope so. He's a duck. I feel like that monkey would just rip Howard the Duck's eyeballs out.
Yeah. Plus, Janet can turn into any animal, right? So
Yeah. Form of blue whale, and then she just crushes him.
right. And then he turns into a bucket of water and drowns Howard the
Yeah.
Duck. Yeah, I agree. They're all saying Howard the Duck, though. Of course, nobody likes the Wonder Twins. So Howard the Duck versus Detective Chimp would be a fair fight. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's kick it old school. What about someone like Space Ghost versus Batman?
Space Ghost versus Batman. Batman's winning.
You think so?
Does Batman have prep time? What is Space Ghost powers? Flying and like red rays
Well,
of
Space Ghost was
light?
actually a space version of Batman, except they didn't have like all the martial artists. They just had whatever form of fighting they had up there. And then he had power bracelets, invisibility, flying, laser bolts that flew out of his fist.
If you can beat Superman, you can beat anybody. I'm just gonna say Superman's a god.
True. I agree.
Have you ever heard about how much Superman can bench press?
No.
It's insane. It's actually crazy. I'm Googling it right now. So, Superman can lift 2 billion tons.
2 billion tons. Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Batman still wins every day.
There's more than that because apparently Superman lifts the Earth, which is 5.972 sextillion metric tons for 5 days at a time.
All I have to say is this. Anybody that drives a car like this is going to win every single time. That's all there is to it. You can't beat a car like this. And if you own it, you're the man. I take no more
what about
argument.
Sun Wukong,
Sun Wukong?
the
Against
Monkey
who?
King, versus Superman?
Or Superman?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I know. He's got the...
But Batman can hear things. Batman would
Roman
hear
the
it
dog
and
wants
turn
to take
around.
on Roman the dog wants to take on Crypto.
I feel like Roman would win that.
Yeah, Roman's a badass. He acts all kind and gentle, but he's a badass. Plastic Man versus Mr. Fantastic. Who you taking?
Plastic Man. Actually, probably Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic is way smarter.
Yeah. Yeah. If Plastic Man won, it'd be on accident.
Yeah. Okay, what about Omni-Man from Invincible? You ever watch Invincible? Hello?
No. I mean, I watched the first season, so yes.
Okay.
So
Omni-Man
yeah.
versus Homelander from The Boys.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Omni-Man's winning that every day of the week.
Oh, yeah. Omni-Man's definitely winning. What's up, Eldor?
Because Batman wasn't alive when his parents died. That was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. His parents dying created Batman.
Exactly. That's like saying if Darth Vader knew that he shouldn't have turned to the dark side, why did he turn to the dark side? Well, Darth Vader wasn't there when he turned to the dark side. It was Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, Thanos agrees with Omni-Man.
Homelander can't even leave Earth's atmosphere, so. And he's also a big baby.
The Good Son. Yes, I saw The Good Son. Yep, I saw The Good Son. I remember that movie. That was with Macaulay Culkin, right? Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah.
prediction right
I
there.
remember seeing that.
Okay,
That was
Bruce Lee versus Nightwing.
Bruce Lee versus Nightwing?
That's a close fight. Bruce Lee is like Nightwing is like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee pretty much is a human being.
Oh,
I mean, as a comic book
Largo's got
character.
a good one.
Underdog versus Mighty Mouse. Underdog, obviously.
Underdog.
Underdog was crazy.
Yeah, but Mighty Mouse is crazy too. They were both pretty super. And then you throw an Adam Ant on top of that. That's a trio of disaster right there. Here's a good one. Howard the Duck versus Hong Kong Phooey.
Hong Kong Phooey wins that for sure.
Hong Kong Phooey you're going with?
Yeah. Howard the Duck is just a duck. That's all he is. He doesn't know martial arts.
Mr. Wonderful, I ain't talking to you about Batman. You have no Batman love. That's just bad. Superpower beatdown videos from Bat in the Sun. No, I never seen those. Don't know what those are. It's okay. You can hate on Batman. Rob, my buddy, the Teflon 3 there, he doesn't like Batman either. He's always telling me that Superman is so much better than Batman. Inch High Private Eye, that's a good one. Versus Grape Ape. That's a little unfair, except Inch High Private Eye could like probably burrow into his ear and then, mess up
like
his brain or
Thanos.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Ant-Man Thanos.
Inch High Private Eye. God, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Luke Skywalker versus Anakin Skywalker. Who wins?
Back when Anakin was actually Anakin?
When Anakin was Anakin, yeah.
Anakin for sure.
For sure. 100%.
For sure. Even at Luke's peak, he was no match for his father.
What about EU? Extended Universe Luke?
What's Extended Universe Luke?
Like, the savior of the universe and pretty much God of the Force.
Oh, yeah, that version. I mean, there's no way to take that out, right? I mean,
but Anakin is also the God of the Force in the Extended Universe. It was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, Django versus Boba.
I would say Boba.
Yeah, I agree. Boba fought Darth Vader.
That's a hard decision because if you think about it, Boba wouldn't become as ruthless as he did if his father didn't get killed by the Jedi.
They're the same person technically, though, if you think about it. So it's like fighting yourself.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in the universe as we know it, the reason Boba would beat his father is because he becomes ruthless because his father dies, right?
Boba beats Mary Jade any day of the week, all the time. No problem for him. Boba almost beat Darth Vader. So,
what about the Mandalorian, Din Djarin versus Boba Fett?
Boba Fett would kill Din Djarin easily.
Think so?
He would look at Din Djarin and he would fall over.
Who are these people you speak of? The Rock or Roman Reigns, CM Punk or Cody Rhodes? Who are these people? Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, could take on all three of those other dudes. The Rock, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, those are candy asses compared to Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream.
What about Pelino Whitestrake versus Thranduil?
Who?
Pelino Whitestrake and Thranduil.
Oh.
You don't know who Pelino Whitestrake is?
Isn't that Thor's sister?
Thor's sister's name is Sif.
Oh. Who am I thinking of? Who's Helena from the
Pelino? I'm saying Pelino. Pellinal.
I thought you said Helena.
No, Hela is Thor's sister. Yeah.
What's up, Ted?
No, Pelino Whitestrake is this Pellinal. He's this Elder Scrolls character who came from the future. He was a time traveling dude, and he killed a bunch of these aliens from in the future, and he had a cyborg robot arm that shot like magical fire out of it,
Oh.
and he comes back in time and just murders like tons of elves. He goes on an elf genocide. He obviously kills Thranduil easily.
Oh, of course. If he took out an entire race of elves and he's only got one to fight, easy peasy lemon squeezy, right?
All right. I think it's time I go to sleep.
All right. Let's do one more. I want to pit Gimli the dwarf against another dwarf. Pick a dwarf to fight.
Thror.
Thror? Who do you think wins?
Gimli.
Gimli? Why is that? Why do you think that?
Gimli held his own with Legolas.
True. And how many kills did he get in the movies?
I think he actually got more than Legolas did.
I think at the end he did.
By one. Yeah, by one.
Because he can only count the elephant as one.
Yeah.
Still only counts as one.
Still only counts as one, yeah. Gimli would just easily defeat Tyrion. Tyrion just drinks and knows things.
Yeah. As long as he didn't have to get like into the politics, then Tyrion would be no match at all. Gimli would just have to watch his ass afterwards because he'd have somebody stab him in the back or something. All right. So you're going to bed?
I believe so.
You believe so? What time is it? I can't see my clock.
9:47.
Okay.
It's bedtime,
that sounds
man.
Good. So next week, Mr. Wonderful will be joining us.
Joining you because I retired.
Be joining us. And we'll be discussing some 1/18th goodness. And Travis will be showing off all of his new acquirements.
That's not a word.
What should I say?
Acquisitions.
Acquisitions, that's the word. Gimli versus the Seven Dwarfs. That'd be a good fight. Groovy, good show, guys. Thanks, Jim. So Mr. Wonderful will be here next week. Luke, you got anything going on?
Check out helladope.com for a brand new awesome toy that you can buy.
Yeah. You got a new blog post going up soon?
Maybe.
All right. Love it.
Make sure you guys eat some pizza. It's very important for your health.
Yeah. Eat pizza, drink lots of coffee. Appreciate everybody stopping by. We'll see you all around the interwebs. I'll be here every Tuesday. Oz's stream. If anybody hasn't checked out the Clubhouse on Saturday night on Oz's stream, stop on by. It's a lot of fun. Most of you have been there. I've seen most of you there, except for maybe Briscoe. But that's a good time too. So stop in there. Let's see what Ted say here. New site will have a better blog feature for everybody's information. Excellent. And Thanos, thank you. So anyway, thanks everybody. We will see you around. Everybody have a great night, great week, and talk to you all soon. Play us out, Luke.